chowder made with beer. That's coming up next on Twin Cities Live.
And welcome back to Twin Cities Live. So we got beer brats, we got beer cheese soup, we got beer battered fish.
Delish.
I've never heard of beer chowder.
I think we like it until today. That's when we're hearing about it. You know, next weekend is the 3rd annual Grand BrewFest. I'm getting all confused. It's at Grand View Lodge. Get it? Grand BrewFest, Grand View Lodge.
I don't make the connection.
Okay, keep working on it. Well, there you're going to find Minnesota brews and, of course, great food and a great view. Here to give us a preview, cooking a walleye chowder from Grand View Lodge is Executive Chef Michael Manders. Hi, Michael.
Michael.
Sorry about that. I almost botched the name.
Ooh,
that's okay.
It's because I'm overwhelmed with the aroma of bacon and I can't think straight, so you have to.
Does Grand View Lodge smell like this?
A lot of the time.
If it does, I need to go there.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you got to tell us about this chowder. It's kind of like that classic New England, but with a Minnesota twist.
With a Minnesota flair. I
Like
figure beer, bacon, heavy cream, Minnesota state fish. How can you do any better than that?
You really can't.
So what I started with some apple smoked bacon, rendered it. I got this, yes, I got this fat in here. We're going to make our roux to thicken our chowder with that fat.
So you just take the bacon out and set it aside?
Yes, I do. Then that keeps it nice and crisp. I'm going to get this down.
That's totally like a classic grandmother technique, is you save the bacon fat and use it to cook with.
Exactly.
You don't throw it away.
So we're gonna saute these vegetables until the onions become translucent.
Okay.
How long does that take generally?
Generally, you know, it depends on the heat that you have in the pan.
Yeah.
But not too long. You let it go a little bit. Then we're going to continue to add our vegetables. We have some potatoes here.
We'll speed it up for the purpose of television.
Exactly, the magic of television.
Yes.
We're going to add a little corn.
Any particular potato you like the best in soup?
You know, I like golden potatoes. These are Idaho potatoes. A lot of things, different potatoes will work.
Yeah.
So we continue to stir this.
Okay.
As those onions cook, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a little bit of garlic to that.
So why don't you add the garlic with the onions?
Because I don't like burnt garlic. It's one of my, actually, the flavor of burnt garlic is one of my pet peeves.
It's bitter.
It's very bitter. So I like to let the onions and the celery and carrots take the heat out of the pan so you don't burn the garlic.
That's a good idea.
Okay, as you continue to go, we're going to add a little flour now to this.
Could you do that with any recipe that said add onions and garlic together? You could hold out a little bit?
Yes. And the reason that you put the garlic in is to, you know, it intensifies the flavor as it cooks.
Yeah.
You just have to be careful that you don't brown it.
So flour is going to help thicken it up?
That's what's going to thicken our soup.
It smells good. I like soup.
I know.
But let's talk about the beer.
Yeah.
So what's this deal?
Yeah.
So what do you got
John's
going
like,
on up
when
there?
are we getting to the beer?
So we have the Grand BrewFest going on. This is our 3rd annual. It's really exciting because we've got to watch this event grow. And now I'm going to add my one-eyed pike.
The brew industry in Minnesota, I got to imagine it's been growing fast.
It has. And this year we have, those are some of our sponsors there. You have some very interesting beers. One-eyed pike is a beer that
you just added, huh?
Yep, that we did. So
that's from Brainerd Lakes?
That is from Brainerd Lakes.
There's a photo of it. So what do you like about this particular beer, the flavor of it for this soup?
Oh, I like the...
This is a this is a wheat ale, which generally goes pretty good with a creamy, heavy soup. It cuts through the fat, and it's not too hoppy to cover things up.
So that's a great beer, but if you wanted to make the soup, you could pick that's what you want to look for, a wheat beer that's not too hoppy?
Yes.
Okay.
So as we continue, we've added our beer now, and we would bring this up to a simmer it for like probably 20 minutes, add our stock, and continue to cook. What you're going to see is the chowder is going to start to thicken as the roux cooks.
Okay.
So as that goes, the chowder will thicken. At this point, what you want to do is you can add your cream, and then the last and the most important thing, not to add it too early, is the fish. Walleye is a super flaky fish, so you don't want it to be lost in the chowder.
Gotcha.
Exactly. If you add it too soon, what's going to happen is it'll cook into it, and you won't know what you're eating.
Is walleye the only fish you would do with this, or
actually,
can you do something else?
I mean, this is a basic chowder recipe. You can use any type of fish, a seafood chowder. You can use halibut, you know, whatever you've got laying around.
Oh,
it's great.
Scallops?
You got some
John
crab
really
over
loves
here.
Scallops.
Yep, and actually, as I add that walleye, I add a little crab, and what that does, it's a little cheater. What it does is it enhances the richness of the chowder.
Oh, that's
So,
good.
okay.
So then we end up with this big pot. And when do you add the bacon in too there at the end?
At the very end.
Yeah.
At the very end, I'll add the bacon. You can see that it's crisp there.
So can I dish this up?
Go ahead.
Is that okay?
Feel free.
So we got this thick, and that's what that flour does is over time, it just thickens that up.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, so good. Here, John, do you take
Okay, I'm
that?
going to take that.
You try it
We're
out.
going to take a look at Grand BrewFest.
I know.
Again, it's November 16th through the 18th. You got deluxe lodging and breakfast. You got the vendor fair. You got beer and food combined together. Live entertainment. You got everything up there.
Everything.
Oh
We've
my
got
gosh.
some comedy shows finishing up the evening. It's going to be a blast.
And so there's still availability so people can get in?
Yes.
Okay.
We are the lucky ones. Everybody in this studio is smelling how good this is, and I feel like the lucky ones that we get to try it.
Oh my
This
gosh.
is really, really good.
That has so much flavor.
Thank
And
you.
it's creamy and rich without being like an overwhelmingly sloppy mess. It's amazing.
The thing I like about it is I'm not a fan of a chowder that you stick a spoon in and it'll stand up. This is kind of a lighter version of a chowder, so it doesn't totally fill you up and not
Oh my gosh,
overwhelming.
I'm glad
I'll
you
eat that
cheated.
all
I love
day
the crab in there. My goodness.
So good.
So you can get the Walleye Chowder recipe and all the details for next weekend's Grand BrewFest at TwinCitiesLive.com and click on food.
Oh my gosh, this is delicious. Okay.